לאכול סושי. טוב, ערב טוב. Good evening everyone. בעזרת השם, feel free eat whatever you want, like in the lecture, after the lecture. בעזרת השם, we wanna, first of all, we wanna dedicate the shiur for the Chatan and the Kala. Mazal tov, siman tov, בעזרת השם, Cheli and Eran. Cheli is not here, but you're here, Baruch Hashem. She's gonna come soon. That the Divrei Torah that we're gonna say, gonna give you a lot of shalom bayit together, and הצלחה, success in life, בעזרת השם. I apologize from now for my English. There's gonna be some pronunciation mistakes, spelling mistakes, not spelling. Spelling it's when you write, right? Yeah. So Bezrat Hashem, our topic today is we'll start with Parashat HaShavua that we're gonna read on Shabbat. We're gonna talk on. We're gonna speak about Balak and Bilam, two non-Jews that facing Am Yisrael, the nation of Israel, when they come when they come through the desert to Eretz Yisrael. And Balak was the head, was the leader, was the king of Moab, and he's very afraid of Am Yisrael. He saw all the miracles we had. He saw all the things God did for us, and he's afraid a little bit. So what happens? He says, I need to fight and to take over the nation of Israel. The way he decides to do that is he is calling one of the main mechashfim, black magic guys, which his name is Bilam. And he says, if I'm going to make a war against Am Yisrael, against the nation of Israel, I know that I'm not going to be successful. They are strong. They have God with them. In the physical way, I never can fight them. But in the spiritual way, I can fight them. So what I'm doing is, I want you, Bilam, to come help me, because I know you are maybe the biggest spiritual guy for the non-Jews, for the Goyim, to help me to curse this nation, and then I can fight with them and take over this nation. Bilam, our rabbi says that he was a type of a person, he was very smart, and he knew black magic, something that we're going to talk about today. What's black magic? That there is such a thing like that? Can we use that? Can people use it on us? Should we be afraid of this? People that make magics on you, evil eye, stuff like that. Is this true? But the Torah says that there is such a concept like that. And Balak was asking Bilam to do that. Now Bilam, he was a very special person. First of all, the Torah says that we have in the world we have two things. We have the holiness of the world, and we have the unholy side of the world. Tum'ah. Unpure and pure. In the pure side, we have the nation of Israel. We have Moses, which is the greatest leader. And the other side, we should have the same levels of people, because if the pure side of the world and the impure side of the world not gonna be equal, so there's not gonna be a freedom of choice. Imagine to yourself that you go to synagogue and you pray for 5 minutes, and you go out in the street and you see a check of cash, cash, $1 million. Thank you for praying in synagogue today. The day after that, everybody's going to pray in synagogue. If the pure side of the world, if we would see miracles, every holy thing we're going to do, we're going to see a miracle. So everybody would do miracles. There's not going to be a freedom of choice. Same thing is the opposite way. If we're going to do, chas v'shalom, bad things, and then we're going to see that we are very successful because we do bad things. So people would have a desire to do bad things. They would think that this is good to do bad things. To go against God or against the religion or whatever. So what HaKadosh Baruch Hu did, what God did, He did, the level of purity and impurity in the world is equal. Therefore, we can see people like Rav Kaduri, like Baba Sali, that they are very holy. They can do miracles. Yeah, I was few times in my life I went to people like that. I remember when I was in Israel before I got married. So I did a lecture in Ramle. Ramle, it's the twin city of Von, by the way. Yeah, Ramle. So we feel very very close to that city. So this city, I gave a lecture in one of the synagogues there. I even didn't get married yet. I was like maybe 19 years old. And I gave a lecture there. And then the guy that took me to the lecture, I slept over in his house. And after the lecture, it was like 12 o'clock at night. He told me, let's go to one of the big Kabbalists in the city. I said, okay, fine. He needed to talk to him about something. And we went there. I was sitting in his place. Now, he didn't know that I'm there. The other guy went inside to talk to the rabbi. I was in the hall. And I was reading the book of the Ben Ish Chai. I saw a book and I started to read. After he finished with the rabbi, he comes to me and says, listen, the rabbi wants to talk to you. Okay, fine. If he wants to talk to me, I'll come. I come inside. I see the whole room is pictures with him and the Baba Sali and like big righteous people that I know that they were very holy. And he was a friend with them. And he's looking like he had a beard. He's like 70 years old, and he was looking like very, very type of a holy person. And I was talking to him, and he was saying to me, "What's your name?" I said, "Israel." "What's your mom's name?" Yeah, I told him. And then he started to write things. And he write things, and then what he did is he took a small piece of paper that he wrote something on it, and he showed it to me like this. And then he told me, "Where do you live?" I said, "I live in Toronto." He took the paper, he flipped it, and it says Toronto. Very, very nice. And then he says, "Okay, but when do you live now here in Israel?" I told him in Carmiel. He flipped the paper, Carmiel. He says, "Okay, things getting nicer here. But still, okay, fine. Maybe the other guy before he told him, I don't know." You start to think, how does he know? And then he says, "Okay, how many kids you have in your family?" He said, "We have 5. He flips the paper and it says 5. And then questions after questions about myself, stuff that nobody knows, only me. And he knew about myself. Now, then I asked him, why you do that? He says, "Don't worry, I want to show you that everything about you is written. Therefore, don't be worried about your life. Everything is already written about you." That's what he told me. And then I told him, "Okay, I'm going out with one girl now. Tell me what's going on. It's good for me, not good for me." She's not my wife, yeah. And then he told me, "I can't tell you that because this is your choice. But I can tell you that she had 2 guys before you. I mean, she went out with 2... And then after the meeting, I asked her, "Is this right that you went with two boys before me?" He says, "Yes." How did you know that?" So I told her all the story. And then he told me, "Okay, you can go." After he did all this magics for me, he says, "Okay, now you can go. There's no like an end point. Why did you call me? Show me what you know." And then I didn't understand. But after a while, I understood that Be'emet, really what he wanted to teach me is, first of all, to be, sometimes we're not relaxed in life. We think, everything is on our shoulders. But Be'emet, the Torah teaches us, "Akol b'idei shamayim chutz mirat shamayim." Everything about you is already written. So for sure we know the parents that we're going to be living with, it's already written. And the children that we're going to have, and the wife that we're going to get married to. And everything is already written. What car you're going to buy? You're going to buy a Cadillac or a Subaru? This is also written already. Yeah, or Honda Civic 2016. Yeah, so this is 16, no 16? 14. כמעט, almost. בעזרת השם, הקדוש ברוך הוא will give you 16 בעזרת השם. So everything is written about us. So באמת, if you live like this, and you say, you know what? If everything is already written, and I'll tell you more than that. The Zohar says, Zohar is the holy book of Kabbalah. Says that before we came to this world, so up there is a place called Olam Agufot, the world of the bodies. Before you come to this world, your neshama, your soul coming to this world, you go through this world, Olam Agufot, the world of bodies. And there, they tell you what you're going to have here. They tell you, listen, you know, you're going to have a brother named this, looking like that, and he's going to do this and this to you. Are you okay with this? You says, yeah. Why you say yeah? They tell you your mom, your wife, they tell you everyone. Before you come to this world, this is what the Holy Zohar says. And you say yes on everything. Why you say yes? So they say because right before that, they tell you what's the reason you come to the world. Why we need you here? What's your fixing? What you have to fix, what you have to do. And after they tell you what you have to do, now they tell you now there is all the conditions that you need for you fulfilling the mission of your life. And then you understand, okay, for fulfilling my mission in life, I need a father like that. Unknowing. And I need a mother like that. And I need a brother like this. And I need a nose like this. And the ears like this. And there was one guy, imagine to yourself, in a past life, he was very beautiful. Like Yosef, you know Yosef HaTzadik? He was very beautiful. Like people were amazed from the beauty of Yosef. But Yosef, because he was so beautiful, all the women wanted him. Right? This is a big problem. Why? Because you can't say no. Especially if you're Canadian. Canadian can't say no. Right? They are shy to say no. So, a lot of women wants you. And you're beautiful. So use your beauty. And a lot of people like that, they fell in that test. Because they're beautiful. Or a woman that she's beautiful. And they use it not in the proper way. And then what happens, they have to come again to this world. But then when they come again to this world, now they know what's their problem. And up there they show them, listen, you see what happened because you were beautiful? So you know what they say now? Listen, I'm not coming to this world only if you make me the ugliest person in the world. I want to be ugly. Don't make me beautiful. I don't want to be beautiful. There's certain people like that. That's why you see sometimes Jews are... because the Gemara says, that the Talmud says, that all the Jews are beautiful. So, 1 second. I saw a few Jews that are not beautiful. So what, the Gemara is not right? So they say, listen, there is an exceptions. So the Gemara says about women, all the Jewish ladies are beautiful. So they say, how come? We know some of them that Hashem Yishmol. So how does the Gemara is talking like this? So באמת, Rabbi Shmuel Kohen Gadol, this is his way. He says, כל בנות ישראל יפות הן, העניות מנוולתן. They don't know how to make up and do, That's the problem. If they would know how to make themselves beautiful, by a right shampoo and whatever, they're going to be beautiful. This is what Rabbi Shmuel Kohen Gadol says. And he brings a whole story about one lady, that she was very poor, and their parents didn't have money to spend on her. Buy her nice clothes, Yeah, go to the barber, go to set herself, yeah, to look nice. And one time they sent her to bring water from the well. באר, נכון? זה well. Yeah, so to bring water from the well. And then, you know, sometimes when you go in the winter, so there is ice, and sometimes there is a black ice. Right? You know the black ice? So there was a black ice like that beside the well, and she flipped. And Hashem Yishmor, you know, sometimes you flip backwards, but she flipped forwards. And then what happens is that Hashem Yazor, her teeth got broken. Yeah, she broke her. And then, now when she's smiling, she's even more ugly than what she used to be. If until now she was ugly, so now it's more. Now to take a dentist, you know how expensive is it? So what did they do? The parents, they were keeping money on the side. And Baruch Hashem, they got enough money to get a dentist. Because now she's 18 years old, she has to go shidduchim, she has to go dating. So they got enough money to get her, yeah, he's going to do for free, I know. But the dentist back then, they didn't do for free. They want money. So they wanted, let's say, $1,000. So they kept on the side $1,000. At the end of the day, Baruch Hashem, they had. But this was for the cheapest dentist. Yeah. So they gave him $1,000, and he put her something there that in the beginning it was nice and white. But the glue that he was using was so cheap that after 1 week became black. So now when she's smiling, it was better to stay like with broken than to have it black. Yeah, gargamel. אתה יודע מי זה gargamel? Like this. So באמת, so what she's gonna do now? So she was not smiling. She was smiling like this, you know? That's it. Okay, Baruch Hashem, they had a date for her, a shidduch, one guy, beautiful guy comes, see her, טוב, נו, מה אפשר לעשות, what we can do? She's not a very beautiful lady, but let's talk. Let's see, maybe she has good qualities. And then they were talking, and he said a joke, and she was, you know, she couldn't not smile from the jokes. She was smiling, and then he saw the black point, and he said, Hashem Yishmor, that's it. I'm not gonna continue this date. And then he goes to the parents, and you know, the one that made the connection between them. He said, listen, I'm not gonna continue with this girl. He says, no, you don't understand. This is a good, you know, they try to make him want it. And then he got so mad on them that they are trying and trying and trying. He says, listen, I promise I'm not going to date this girl anymore. Leave me alone. Now in Judaism, to promise, it's a big thing. Nishba, lishaba. Neder. Huh? To swear. Nachon, yeah, not promise, to swear. He swore he's not going to do that anymore. And then what happened? They said, okay, if he swear, what can we do? They send him back home. Rabbi Ishmael Kohen Gadol, one of the big great tzaddikim, he took this lady and he told her, listen, you're going to live in my house for a few months. We're going to take care of you. He told his wife, they had money. Spend on her, take her to a spa, I don't know what, make her look beautiful, make her look nice, fix the teeth. Yeah? Omrim teeth or tooth? Teeth. Tooth? Tooth is one. To fix the tooth. And in the end of the day, they did it. And Baruch Hashem, after 1 month, she was a whole different lady. Rabbi Ishmael sent a letter to that guy. He says, listen, I have a date for you. Rabbi Ishmael, have a date for me? He comes on the same day. Who is that girl? Please go check. They went to a place. They were talking. Now he didn't realize that this is that girl. Same guy. After one date, he comes to Rabbi Ishmael and says, listen, I don't need more dates. Chupa. This is my lady, man. This is from Sheshet Yamei Bereshit, the 6th day of the creation. It was written about me and her that we're going to be together. He says, no, listen. Rabbi Ishmael comes to him and says, we have a problem. You swear that you're never going to date this lady anymore. He says, what do you mean? I never saw her before. I didn't swear. He says, that lady is the lady a few months ago that you dated here. That ugly with the tooth. He says, listen, this is not her. This is something different. From here he says, listen, Be'emet, you can be the most beautiful person in the world. You just need to fix a little bit, you know. This is what Rabbi Ishmael holds. But some people says, no. There is some ladies that are not beautiful. So how come we see people that are not beautiful? Because in the past life, they were beautiful. And then they understood because they felt in the test that they had because they were beautiful. And they went out with bad people because they were very beautiful and they used their beauty for bad things. So now they didn't want to come to this world beautiful people. Now the problem that we don't know what was discussed up there. We don't know. Some people know. There was a big story in Israel. There was one kid in Yerushalayim. When he got 4.5, 5, he went to study Torah in Mea Shearim. And he went to study Torah in Jerusalem. And the rabbi that was teaching him Torah, they used to teach them from the beginning of Torah by heart. Bereshit, Shmot, Vayikra, Dvarim. This is a way of teaching. We had a school like that in Toronto also, but they closed it. They teach them the whole Torah by heart. So they start from the beginning. Genesis? Yeah, Bereshit. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. So this rabbi is starting to learn with him. And he says, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. And the kid is continuing. The rabbi. והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו וחושך על פני תהום ורוח אלוקים מרחפת על פני המים. He knows. 4 years old, 5 years old. And then the rabbi continue. ויאמר השם אלוקים יהי אור. The kid says לו יהי אור. Knows everything. All Bereshit. First book of Torah knows by heart. Second book of Torah was 50 years ago. Knows by heart. All the books of Torah knows by heart. Then he started to study Mishnah, oral Torah. ממתי קוראים את שמע בערבים משעה שהכהנים נכנסים לחום בתרומתם מסורת והשמועה הראשונה דבר רבי אליעזר. He knows everything by heart. מסכת ברכות, מסכת שבת, מסכת תענית, everything. They said, listen, 5 years old guy. He went to his father. He says, did you know that? He says, no. I never asked him. I didn't realize that. They went to one of the biggest Kabbalists and Admorim in Israel, the Rav Mibelz, the Admor Mibelz. He lived in, the Admor Mitzanz. He lived in Netanya. They went to him and they told him, listen, the kid knows all the Torah by heart. What's that? So the rabbi explained them. The rabbi said that every kid knows the whole Torah by heart. Each one of us, when we were in the womb of our mother, we were studying the whole Torah by heart. That's why when you sit in a lecture, I'm not teaching you. I'm just reminding you what you were taught there. This is just a reminder. We all studied that already. That's why usually when we hear those stuff, we are very people that have a neshama, that their soul is very high. So when they hear stuff from the Torah, they really feel good. Why they feel good? Because they remember, in their subconscious mind, they remember this information. They know it. So in the womb of our mother, we knew everything by heart. But then before we get out, the Zohar says that an angel comes, give you a smack on your lips, right here. That's how we have this, you see? Small hole here. Go ask a scientist, why do we have that hole? Nobody knows. Why do we need that for? This is the smack from the angel. So then you forget everything and you come with no knowledge as a baby to start your life from zero. Because now you have to have tests, and if you're going to know everything, so there's no really a freedom of choice. Because you know everything. So this is what happened then. So that kid, that's what the rabbi explains them, that's what happened to that kid. So then he says, but the angel, I don't know, because of a reason, I don't know what reason, he didn't give the right smack or in the right place. I don't know why. Maybe sometimes Hashem wants those things to happen in the world because for people to understand really that what's written in Torah is really right. So that's what happened to this kid, and now he knows all the Torah by heart. But the rabbi told the father that I can't leave it like this, because this kid is very, very dangerous for the community. He knows too much. Yeah. It was one time. There was 3 frogs. You know the three frogs. You know, they were sitting on the lake, and one frog says quack. The second frog says quack quack. The third frog said quack quack quack. So the first one took a gun and shot the third one. So the second one told him, why you killed her? Says she knows too much. It's not good to know too much. When you know too much, yeah. You know, in Israel, people go with guns. Shemi Azor, what's happening there? You go to you go to a mall. The first question they ask you: do you have a gun? You say no. So they say, you want to buy one? So, Be'emet, if you know too much, it's not good. Why? Because you take the freedom of choice from people. If I'm going to know too much and I'm going to show miracles all the time when I live, I'm going to show people miracles, yeah? If I'm going to come now and I'm going to tell you, listen guys, I'm going to bring fire from heaven now, here. And I'm going to do that, all of you are going to be amazed and says, listen, the Torah is right, I'm going to do everything now from now. Hashem doesn't want it to happen. Hashem doesn't want people to be too much knowledgeable to see miracles in their eyes every second, every day. Because then we're not going to have a freedom of choice. So Hashem did that to this kid, but the rabbi said, I can't leave it like this. I'm going to do something that is going to forget everything. So the rabbi was like an angel, and he took him to the kitchen, and he was telling a few things to him, and he gave him a smack, and then he forgot everything. And he lives today in Bnei Brak, this kid. He's like 90 years old already, I don't know. No, 60, 70 years old. And now he's a regular person. He's studying Torah, he knows everything. The story was in the newspaper, in the news. But you see that really, we know everything before. And we are the ones that choose what we're going to be. This is the best reason for ourselves to be happy with what we are. Because you choose this nose. You choose this ears. You choose this hair. You choose this husband, wife, everything. This is you choose. And this is what's good for you. But this is not a topic. Well, let's go back to the topic. B'ezrat Hashem. So we said that Balak and Bilam, they were trying to take over Israel. How do they do that? Through spiritual way. What's the spiritual way? Balak says to Bilam, you are very, very, you have a black magic. You know how to do miracles through the impure side of the world. Because there is a good magic. We call it Kabbalah and stuff like that. You see, rabbis, like I told you, do miracles. How do they know the miracle to do the miracles? Because they taking powers from the good side, from the pure side of the world. But you can take the same powers because there is balance in the world from the impure side of the world. And this is what the people that do black magic and stuff like that, that's where they take it from. And this is true. There is such a thing like that. I'm going to give you a few examples even today. But Bil'am was the master of them. He was the best one of black magic in his generation and in all the generations. And Moshe Rabbeinu from the other side, Moses. But you know, there was one thing that Bil'am knew more than Moses. Even Moses didn't know what Bil'am knew. What Bil'am knew? There is 1 second every day, sorry, not second, 3 seconds every day, that there is judgments in the whole world. Yeah, there is a feeling of judgment in the whole world. And whatever you say at that moment, it's going to become true. Now, if you know, whatever you ask, whatever you bless or curse at that time, if you know that time, it's going to become true. Bil'am was the only person in the world that knew that this 3 seconds. And he knew when is it. And that's what Balak was asking him to do. He says, listen, you know that moment, so please, go and curse the nation of Israel, therefore, they're not going to do nothing to us. Now, Bil'am tried to do that, but he was not successful, because God didn't give him the chance to do so. But he knew that moment. By the way, the Gemara, the Talmud brings that if you want to know that moment also, you can know. How can you know? He says that if you have a chicken in your backyard, B'ezrat Hashem, you should all have chickens in your backyard. It's very good for the soul. Yeah, today we have all computers.
Where are we going to put them in the winter?
Put them inside and you'll make him a nice house. If you have a chicken in your backyard, so the chicken usually has a carbolet. How do you say carbolet? Nobody knows. There's no carbolet in English. You know that he has his hair, the mohawk, you know? Mohawk? He puts gel and... So, he has that thing. Usually it's red. The Gemara says, every day, for 3 seconds, it becomes totally white. All the chickens in the world. For 3 seconds, and then it changes again. Now, if you're gonna look at the chicken, at that time that it's become white, this is the moment of judgments in the world, that you can say something, you can bless someone, you can ask or Chas v'Shalom curse someone, and it's gonna become true. There was one guy, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, in the Talmud, almost 2,000 years ago, that he tried the whole day. He was looking at the chicken, and then at that moment he fell asleep. HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want him to know. But this is the time. Why do I tell you that? Because the Gemara right after that says, Al tiyeh birkat hediot kala be'enecha. Every time someone gives you a blessing, let's say you got married, says, I wish you shalom bayit, I wish you a love between each other. Someone bless you, says, I wish you a good parnasa, to have a lot of money, and stuff like that. Sometimes people bless you. I don't know, you have a birthday, they bless you. Sometimes someone bless you, but this guy is like very, very, very unpure person. So sometimes he says, his blessing is going to work. I don't want to say even amen on his blessing. It's not going to work. He is going to bless me. The Gemara says, say amen on every blessing of every person in the world. Doesn't matter, Jewish, non-Jewish, black, white, yellow, doesn't matter. You say amen. Why? He says, we don't know, maybe that blessing that he says was at the time of that moment. You don't know when is this moment. And now you said amen, and this blessing is going to become true 100%. By the way, this is also a reason why we should always talk positive things. You know, sometimes people, it's called lo liftoach pe l'satan. Don't open your mouth to the evil. Some people says, listen, why that's I'm not going to pass this test. I'm not going to pass this test. Tipesh, why you say that? If now it's the moment, achalta ota. I don't know how to say achalta ota, but you missed that. You missed even that chance that you would pass. You missed that chance. That's why our rabbi says, always, all the time, talk only positive things. You know, sometimes the Talmud, the Gemara, wants to bring in an example. If someone does a sin, so he gets a punishment. So when the Gemara says the punishment, so doesn't say the punishment to a Jew. It says a punishment to a Sonei Israel, the people that hate the Jews. They really mean to say something negative that's going to happen to a Jew. But the Gemara never going to write a negative thing about a Jew. It's going to say a negative thing about someone that hate the Jews. Why they say that? Because even though I want to give you just an example, when I say such a thing, it could be that moment, and then it's going to become true. That's why be positive all the time. Now, so Bilam knew that moment. Because he knew that moment, so he had a lot of power. Even Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses didn't know that. What did he do? He tried to combine two things together. One, to curse us. But he knew that it may not work because God could shut his mouth. Second thing he tried to do is Ain Hara. What's Ain Hara? An evil eye. That's why if you look at the parasha, he asked Balak, he says to him, you want me to curse the nation of Israel? No problem. Find me a place, a very high place, a hill, that I can see the whole nation from one place. And they were looking for that for a long time. For a place, a mountain or something, that he can go to that mountain, and from there he can see with his eyes the whole nation. Why Bilam need it? To make an Ain Hara, to make an evil eye on Am Yisrael. Therefore they're not going to be successful, and therefore Balak is going to fight with them and Chaz v'Shalom take over them. And the question is, does really evil eye exist? Can you prove me? Yeah, people say, okay, he did an evil eye on him. Ain Hara. They do a lot of things. You put a chamsa on your car. Shelo ya Ain Hara. You put those people, they put the eyes, the blue eyes, or how it's called. You go to the Kotel HaMa'aravi in Jerusalem. Yeah, you put that red string. By the way, it's shtuyot, it's not true. Does walls, then that red string is really, 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 really a money thing of people. They want to make money on you. There's no place in the Torah that says that. Adrabah, red brings more Ain Hara. It's not good to wear red things. Yeah, it's not asur, but it's not prohibited, but it's not very good. Because it's judgments. Red, right? Red is a color of judgments. There is a whole lecture that I did in Hebrew talking about colors. You know, every color you put on yourself affects your day. Every color. Because every color has its own energy. And even the colors in your house, you get inside your house, you want to paint your house, it's really, really important what color you pick. There is certain colors that bring you all the time pressure in life. Judgments in life. There's certain colors that are very good, that open your mind, you're very positive when you see those colors, like white, for example, or light blue. But if you're going to have a red house, good luck. You're going to be really, really in the pressure all the time. Lachatz. So we see that there is such a concept, people talking about an evil eye. Can you prove him that this is really, really works? So the Talmud, the Gemara, that was written 1600 years ago, he's saying there is a proof. What's the proof? Each one of us can check it. There is a certain animal in the world called Bat Ya'ana. Ostrich. Chazak u'baruch. Hashem yivarech otach. Ostrich. Yeah, I said it right? Ostrich. Yeah, you know that animal, you see it only in the safari, and you go to the zoo. You see it only in the zoo. This is a bird, but a big bird. So that ostrich This is a very, very special animal. The Gemara says that animal, like every bird, has eggs. And for those eggs to bring a froach, the chick. So that chick so they have to make it warm, right? That's why they sit on it. They sit on it to make it warm. Then the chick comes out, chick. So then that animal, the stretch, she doesn't sit on them. So what she do? She looks at them. The Gemara says all the birds in the world, when they want to warm the eggs, they sit on them. But the only bird in the world, which is one of the biggest ones, the stretch, doesn't need to sit. She doesn't want to sit. She likes to stand. She only looks at the eggs and they're warming up. Microwave. Warming up from looking. Asks the Gemara 1 second, how come she doesn't touch them? The Gemara tells you see that the eyes can affect. The eyes from, it's like a remote. They have a power even to warm eggs. And you can check it today. And that's one of the proofs that evil eye is something that really, really works. So if we thought until today that only our hands, can touch something and really affect it, the Torah says no. Also your eyes can affect stuff even though you don't see. There is waves. So now in our generation it's a little bit more, it's easier to understand that because we know what waves are. Radio waves, TV, Wi-Fi. How does that work? It's like something, the first time my grandmother saw a Wi-Fi or internet, you needed to see her face. Mama, she was like amazed. She didn't understand how come. I remember we came to Canada, so they took her to her aunt, my aunt, my grandmother, and they showed her Skype, and she knows that my father is in Canada. It's 12 hours by plane. So she see him on the screen, and he's moving, and he's talking to her, and she was like, "This is a video? This is what's happening now?" She didn't understand that. Mamash, for us it's like, okay, well, what's the big deal? But for them it's something that they never saw. It's something amazing. All those waves. How come his picture is coming through Canada to here? So we see that waves really work. Now those waves are not only in technology, those waves also in our eyes. So when you look at someone, and if you look at him, and you bring energy through your looking, There is a look and there is a look. Sometimes you look at someone and he says, I love this guy. I love this guy. This is a ayin tova, it's a good eye. I want him to have the best in his life. But sometimes you look at someone and you saw that he just opened a new business or just bought a new car, Honda Civic 2017. And then you look at the Honda and you says, I have a Subaru 2003. And then what's your eyes thinking? What's your eyes giving out? Sometimes you even don't control it. The jealousy comes out of your eyes. And if you are more a tzaddik, if you're more righteous than him, so even more. Why he got and I'm not? He got a new house, I'm not. He's younger than me. He got a shidduch, he got a good girl, and I'm not. Yes.
But I learned in Kiddush HaKarav that that's why you're supposed to honor someone who has riches, because you're supposed to humble yourself and realize, why is he getting those riches? There may be a reason why he merited to having that.
That's right. If someone is rich, it doesn't mean that he is a very good person. There is two sides to that, to this coin. Someone can be rich because he's a really good person, and God pays him also in this world, and He gives him to be rich. And there is someone that is rich because of the opposite reason. Hashem doesn't want to give him nothing in Olam Haba. He just wastes everything. Up there, he's not going to get nothing. He get whatever all the good things that he do, he pays him here in this world. He pays him here. Because a person, when he comes to Hashem and says, Hashem, I don't want spirituality. I want only physical life. But sometimes you do spiritual things. Yeah, once in a while he comes to Bet HaKnesset, to synagogue. He says Amen. He says a blessing. He did something good in his life, right? So this counts for him a good thing. So then what's going to be with this? Hashem says, okay, I can keep it to you for the next world, and I can give it to you here in this world. So this depends on you. Some people say, give me everything here. Who are those people? People that doesn't believe really in the world to come. So those people that are not very righteous, they want everything here. So God says, okay, you want, I'll give you. And then you see he has a new car and he has a good house and he has everything is good for him. But by the way, usually most of the time, in the end of their life, it goes away. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They even lose what they have in this world. So, but from the other side, you have a lot of rich people. Why they are rich? Because they are righteous. They do things. For example, the Gemara says, someone that is giving respect to Shabbat, 100% gonna be rich. What's a respectful Shabbat? Respectful Shabbat means I buy clothes only for Shabbat. I don't use those clothes during the weekdays. I have a table, all the plates, special plates for Shabbat. Special spoon for Shabbat. Special knives for Shabbat. Someone told me, special wife for Shabbat. Don't go too far. Everything, yeah. I buy my wife every Shabbat something. Make her happy. I buy my kids every Shabbat, make them happy. Lichvot Shabbat, for Shabbat. If you respect Shabbat, Hashem says, Be'ezrat Hashem, you're going to be 100% rich. So people like that, so they're going to be rich. So you see, it's two sides to the coin. Anyhow, so we were talking about, so Ain Hara. How do I affect someone with the evil eye? What's the way I affect someone with the evil eye? So they say, you know why evil eye really affects? Because when you see something and you're really exciting, yeah, מתפעל, איך אומרים מתפעל? On? On? On. Oh, זהו, oh. Such an easy language. Oh. בקיצור, if you see something and you really, oh. Oh. You see something and really it makes you say wow. Say wow on it. That wow, it means you really care about that thing. And by the way, those people, you know, there's certain people, everything you tell them, wow. Everything they're excited, wow. Those people, they can make the best evil eye. I'm telling you. Why? Because everything they see, it's wow for them. And because of that, they put their eye on it. Now, they can put their eye on it in a good way. Wow, I'm happy for you that you got married. If you're really happy, he's going to give you through that wow and that looking at you, he's going to give you a lot of blessings now. Have a friends like that. But there's some people, wow, I'm very happy that you got married. Why I didn't get married? And they have a jealousy inside themselves. They're not really happy with what you have. So that wow can affect bad things in you through the eyes. So what can we do? How can we keep ourselves from evil eye? So I'll tell you a few ways to do that. But before that, we have to understand that evil eye is something that really our rabbis were afraid of. This is something that is in the world. And we have to know how to live with this. For example, when Yaakov Avinu, our father, sent his children to Egypt to see what's going on there because there's no food in Israel. He tells them, listen guys, you are all strong, you are all beautiful, you are all smart. If you're going to go, all 10 of you, from one gate to Egypt, everybody's going to look at you and psh, psh, you know, like bus. Psh, psh, psh. Wow, who are those guys? Psh, beautiful, strong. They're going to talk to you, they see you're so smart. So right away, when they see a big amount of people and they are mitpa'el, oh, yeah, so then the evil eye can come. That's, by the way, if you go to synagogue, there is a law, a halakha, that says that if a father goes to the Torah, his son can't go right after him. Or the opposite, the son goes, the father can't, or two brothers also can't. You know why? Because of evil eye. What's the problem of evil eye? They see one goes to the Torah, they give him a blessing. And then they see another one from the same family, relatives, father and son. Wow, everybody's like, wow, that's such a family. Look, he became so tall, like his father. They're looking to the same. People are starting to look at them and they can put evil eye. The Torah says no. Put someone in between. The father goes to the Torah, put, I don't know, an ankel or something, and then go bring the kid. To not have people even to do evil eye to those people. So we see that the Torah is really, really care about that. Yaakov Avinu told him, go through one gate, go through few gates. Each one of you get from a separate gate to Egypt, because Egypt had a lot of gates to go in. Don't go from one, because people are going to make an evil eye on you. Avraham Avinu became such a rich person. He had a fight with 4 kings, and he took over them. He was almost the one that he owned most of the world in his times. And then Hashem said, listen, it's a problem now. People is going to make an evil eye on you. You know what he did to him? He says, I want to put a letter, to add a letter to your name. His name was Avram, Aleph, Bet, Reish, Mem. He says, I'm going to add a Havraham. I'm going to add a Hey. You know why Hey? And this is the first segula, the first thing that can help you to get an evil eye out of you. The letter Hey is the most holy letter. That's why it's very good to have Hey, especially for women, in the name. The letter Hey is, why it's the holiest letter? Because every letter that we say, we have to use our tongue, our lips, our tooth sometimes, teeth, to say that letter. For example, Aleph. So you use your tongue. Bet. Use your lips. Every letter. You know, the only letter that you don't use nothing is He. He. Just an He. He. It's spiritual. Er. That's it. This is the most spiritual letter. Because it's the most spiritual letter, this letter goes against evil eye. That's where the Khamsa came from. You know that hand, Khamsa, that you have? Where that hand came from? You know Hey? In the numerical value of Hey, how much is it? 5. That's why when Yaakov goes back to Israel and his brother Esav wanted to kill him, and then he comes to him and they had a meeting after 22 years that they didn't see each other, and Yaakov had 12 kids already and a lot of money. Esav comes to him and he sees his kids and says, wow, who are those kids? This is yours? You know what Yaakov did at that second? The Ben Ish Chai says, Hayeladim asher chanan oti HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He did this one to him. That's what he did. Hayeladim. Hey, Yeladim, kids. Why did he add that Hey? He could say Yeladai, my kids. Why did he add the letter Hey? Because the letter Hey, he said it to get a protection from the evil eye of Esav. And he added the hand, which is 5 also, and he put it in front of him. By the way, those khamsa that you have in your house doesn't help nothing. You can break them. Sorry to tell you. The best khamsa you can do is with your hand. This is the right khamsa. Yeah? You see someone talking to you and he says, wow, 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 you're such a beautiful, wow. and you see that he's not really mean it, he says, yeah, thank you. Allah, אתה גם כן. בלי עין הרע. Yeah, he says the letter hey. That's why you see the Moroccan ladies, Hamsa alecha. Yeah, they do like this. Why? Don't do ain hara. This is really helps. The Ben Ish Chai says that. Hey is a spiritual letter that can protect you from ain hara. If you have the letter hey in your name, it's good. Can. Well, when you see that he's doing, yeah, that's why I said. Eze cham hayom, is very hot today.
Freezing.
Huh? It's freezing. This is I'll give you to think about these things. But this is one's good. This is one thing you can do. But the Khamsa doesn't work. This works. This is where the Khamsa came from. So now we know this is first thing you can do against evil eye. Second thing, Rabotai, my friends, you can know. People that go to Bet HaKnesset, to synagogue, they're really blessed people. Why? Because to Sephardic synagogues. Why? Because in Sephardic synagogues you have every day, if you have a Kohen in the synagogue, you have every day a blessing of Kohanim. The Kohen comes and he blessed everybody. He do like this with the Talit and the Yivarchecha Hashem Yishmerecha, like a very interesting thing. And when the Kohen bless you, this is such a powerful blessing, gets all the evil eye out of you. This is only in a case that the Kohen is a good Kohen. It means a good person. Yeah. And only in the case that you are really in the Birkat Kohanim. It doesn't matter a man or a woman. You both in the synagogue. And you're really listening to what the Kohen says and saying Amen after him. If that's what you do, you can every day have a protection from Ain Hara. This is a very, very powerful blessing that we're having every day. This is the second thing you can do to protect yourself from evil eye. Because the Gemara says, and this is something that you're going to hear it, you're going to say, wow. The Gemara says 99% of the people of the world, they die because of evil eye. And 1%, they die because of other reasons. So we see that this is something that really affects the world. And we are the Jews. We have such an energy. We have such a... Yeah, we have to say thank you on it, that we have such an information. Secrets of world that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us. And we can know how to protect ourselves from those things. Because this physical world is very interesting. It has a whole deepness of those spiritual things that we study Baruch Hashem now. And we see how can we protect ourselves from that. So Birkat Kohanim is the second thing. And there is another thing you can do, which is can help you with the evil eye. Because sometimes someone does, the strongest evil eye is the evil eye that you do on yourself. How do I do it to myself, evil eye? Sometimes you go beside the mirror, you look at yourself and says, such a beautiful man. You really like yourself. I have such a good life. Everything is going perfect. Tak, 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 tak. And really, really, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. So sometimes you make an evil eye on yourself. So two things you can do. One thing, when you look at the mirror and you say, Baruch Hashem, such a beautiful guy, no, don't do that. This is not going to help you. Say, Toda Hashem that you made me like this. Thank you. Connect it to the master of creation. It's going to cancel all the evil eye. Or, if you really, really feel that you did to yourself a lot of evil eye, the Gemara says, look at the left corner of your nose. If it's very hard for you, just close one eye and it's going to be easy. Okay? The reason is because evil eye is judgments on you. And the nose is the place of judgments in the body. Why? If you look at the Torah, when Kivyachol want to say that someone is angry, we say, V'chara af. Chara af. His nose was angry. The angriness is in the nose. Yeah, when you see the ox, when he's really, really So the nose, he has that air coming out from the nose, because the nose is the place of judgments. The left side of everything is judgments also. So the left side of the nose is the judgments of the judgments. The whole evil eye is stuck right there.
Wow.
And the eyes, ayin, you know ayin? The numerical value of ayin is 130. Ayin is 30, yud is 10, nun is 50, so it's 130. 130 is 5 times the name of Hashem. Yud, Hey, and Vav, and Hey. Yeah, Yud and Hey and Vav is the name of God. It's 26. If you do it times 5, it's going to be 130. Because every eye, the DNA of the eye is 5 names of God. And the names of God is kindness. When you look with the kindness, with the eyes, on the judgments, you sweeten the judgments. And this takes out the evil eye out of you. This is something Kabbalistic.
Why did Hashem put the salt where the nose then?
He put the what?
Yishmat Adam, Lo Charav.
This is a good question. I don't know. Maybe because it's
You can think about it.
yeah, maybe to sweeten the judgments. בכל מקרה, so we see that the evil eye that you do on yourself can be the strongest one. And there is also a protection from that. The first one is when you see yourself very successful, never ever feel that you did that. Because when you're going to feel that you did it, you're going to make an evil eye on yourself. When you think my power did whatever I did, kol hakavod to me, yeah? So then the evil eye comes to you. But when you understand that, okay, I did something very, very good. I succeeded. Thank you, Hashem, you gave me that power. It's all you. I'm nothing. I'm just a pipe that came through me. Never ever on this person would be an evil eye. Because this guy is protected. He's not a person. He's all God. God talking through him. And he doesn't take any of the credit to himself. So, but this is very, very hard to do. So if you didn't do that, you can look at the corner of your nose. This is going to help you in something. But if we're going to summarize all what we talked today, is first of all, we see that evil eye is something that really works on us. It's really something that there is in the world. But we are the Jews, Baruch Hashem, we have the power to control it. And the power to control it is, first of all, to do the things that I told you today, that you can do. Be blessed. Get Birkat Kohanim. Yeah. Do things. The letter Hey, that it's a holy letter. The Chachamim says, according to Kabbalah, if you want a really good thing, instead of that Chamsa that you're going to break after that lesson, if you want a really good thing for yourself, to keep yourself from evil eye, he says, hey, this is something you can buy your wife. Make a jewelry, yeah, from silver, with the letter Hey. Just a letter Hey. Put it on yourself from silver. You're going to be very, very protected from evil eye. Why? Because this letter is very, very powerful. And the energy of this is very, very strong. Last thing I want to tell you is, most of the evil eye that comes to us is because we are too boltim. Boltim is stand out. Yeah. People see us too much. Today, in a generation of Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, what else? Instagram, and etc. So those things make people know every step of ourselves, know what we did yesterday, today, tomorrow, and all people, we don't know who looks at us. They look at us, and we don't know what they think. When you are too much there, and that's why you see a lot of people that are very famous, and then you see them going down. Something happened to them. And the end of the day, yeah, they were famous for a few years, and then boom, something broke. Yeah, Michael Jackson and all those guys. You see big people, and then they became. What happened to them? When there is too much people are giving you an evil eye. And if you don't know how to be protected from that, so that's why the best thing to be protected and to have a good life is to be humble. People that are humble, okay, you buy a car. You don't have to buy a sport, something, very, very fancy, red. That when you do gas, all the city hears that you did yeah. This is something that if you do, you have to take and understand, okay, I'm going to be too much out, people are going to see me, but then it's going to take their eye. And there's certain people that their evil eye is a little bit stronger than others, and we don't know that. That's why, to keep you protected, be humble. Our rabbi said it in only one sentence. כל הדבר הסמוי מן העין, יש בו ברכה. Everything that is hidden from the eye, there is a blessing in that thing. If you have money in your house, you want it to be successful, you want it to have a lot of money, I'll give you an advice. It's written in Kabbalah books, don't count it too much. Some people, they have a hobby to count. Okay, I have 1,000, I'll count it again to see that I have 1,000. No, don't count it. When you count and you know too much, people know too much what's happening in your bank, what's happening in your life, they know, so their eye is controlling that. And that's why, if you want to have a blessing in your life, so promotions is not a bad thing. Adrabah. The people that are humble, yeah, promote yourself. Yeah, you have a business, you have to promote. But make it in the humble way, therefore people is going to say, wow, this guy is good, I want to give him a good eye. I don't want to give him a bad eye. And this is our job in life. To make people think so good about ourselves, they only bring a good eye to our life. And this is the blessing I give you this night, Bezrat Hashem, to all of us. And in a second, Mazal Tov to the new couple. Bezrat Hashem, all the people that look at you should give you only a good eye. And I'll give you the first good eye, Bezrat Hashem, to start a good life. Chazak u'vuch to everyone. If there is any question, bechavod. And thank you, big thank you to Armando, the owner of Delights, that gave us sushi for free on his own thing. Yeah, because he understands how holy and how strong is to study Torah, and he wanted to help us. Thank you to Dror for organizing everything. Thank you to Uri, Bezrat Hashem, and see you Bezrat Hashem next week. Chazak u'baruch. Thank you. If there is more sushi, you can take, I think. No?